It's the midweek edition of Weather for Weather Geeks here on the 9th day of December in 2020. This godforsaken year is almost over. What a year it has been. We don't need to rehash the reasons why. Let's talk about the final month of 2020 and what we've seen so far temperature-wise in the month of December. You know, you look at this graphic and it's a little bit deceiving. A lot of these blue boxes, you think, boy, what a cold start to the month. But actually, high temperature-wise, aside from last Friday, while every day has been cooler than average, it's only been by a handful of degrees for the most part. We haven't seen big departures from average. And when you factor in both the highs and the lows, and the lows have actually been fairly elevated thanks to the clouds, we're only running a couple of tenths of a degree cooler than average through the first 9 days of the month. So really almost a very, very average first 9 days of December, despite the cooler than average high temperatures dominating so far. Clouds have been dominating lately, no exception today in Columbia and now, especially south of Lisbon, down towards East Liverpool. A few breaks of sun tried to develop briefly early this afternoon, but that was a fleeting thing. For the most part, this blanket of clouds hung tough. Low ceilings today made for just kind of a very murky looking afternoon, and this is the way it looked when we look down on the clouds from above, high-res visible satellite. Now, the clearing, as expected, did get into Columbus today. It got into Mansfield, it got into Cambridge, even New Philly, and even the Canton area had a little bit of sunshine before the afternoon was through, but that was about as far east as it got, and I think we're going to be stuck in the clouds for the majority of the night tonight. Maybe some partial clearing very, very late. Another quiet evening across the country this evening. The next front is up here. This is what's going to sweep through, probably dry, on Friday. The next weather maker for us really hasn't even formed yet. That'll be an area of low pressure that forms across the desert southwest and then makes the trip east as we go into Friday night and into Saturday and Saturday night. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the Northern Lights. This has been quite the buzz building with this on social media, and you've probably seen some posts about it so far. Now, forget about it tonight. We're not going to see the Northern Lights tonight. Too many clouds tonight. Even if we see some partial clearing very late tonight towards daybreak tomorrow morning, your chances of seeing anything on the northern horizon are pretty low. Just a reminder of what the Northern Lights are. Occasionally the sun, especially when the sun has a lot of sunspots, it's getting pretty active. Occasionally it belches, for lack of a better word, some gas that can travel pretty far out into outer space and even gets pretty close to Earth. Now, as that gas interacts with the kind of a magnetic shield that surrounds the Earth, it produces charged particles that then interact with our atmosphere, the various gases in our atmosphere. And that interaction of those charged particles with our atmosphere produces some vivid colors. And a lot of times this is only visible in the highest latitudes in the northern hemisphere and around the South Pole in the southern hemisphere. But occasionally when we get one of these gaseous belches from the sun, you can see the Northern Lights a little bit farther to the south. Now, again, tonight, forget about it here locally. They may be seen where the sky is clear enough tonight, so, all the way down perhaps into the mid-Atlantic states. But around here, I think it's going to be too cloudy. But tomorrow night, Thursday night, I think the sky may be clear enough that we have a chance anyway of seeing maybe a little greening of the northern horizon. Now, you're not going to see those sheets of green light like the pictures you see sometimes from northern Canada, Alaska, Siberia, places like that. We're not going to see that around here. We live too far to the south. But you might be able to see a little greening of the northern horizon tomorrow night, especially if you get away from light pollution, especially if maybe you head up to Lake Erie, where you have a nice clear horizon and less light pollution. Maybe you'll see a little greening of the northern horizon tomorrow night. But keep your expectations low and hope to be surprised. Anytime we have a chance of seeing maybe the northern lights, again, getting away from the light pollution is paramount, and you want to focus real low. It's not something you're going to look high in the sky and see. It's going to be real low on the horizon. We just live too far to the south to get much of a show out of this, typically. All right, again, I think we're going to see some sun tomorrow after some clouds and maybe some fog to start, some sun for the afternoon. It may even be mostly sunny for a handful of hours in the afternoon. Our first front comes through dry on Friday. It'll produce an increase in cloudiness, but I think we're dry Friday and Friday night, and probably dry for the bulk of Saturday morning. It's more Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening that showers will become pretty likely as our next low-pressure system moves in. We're going to be on the warm side of this low for most of the weekend. The cold side will get snow, though. as we go into Saturday and Saturday night out across the upper Midwest. This will be enough to shovel and plow. Oh, in places such as Dubuque, Iowa, maybe Chicago, especially the north side of Chicago, and heading up towards Milwaukee and over towards Grand Rapids, Michigan as well. Nothing like that around here. We're going to be way above average temperature-wise this weekend. 13 degrees warmer than average on Friday, and in the same ballpark on Saturday. Temperatures will fall after a balmy morning on Sunday. And then next week, we're kind of back to this ho-hum December pattern where we're pretty close to average. It's not going to be, harshly cold or anything like that, but a lot of days where temperatures are actually pretty close to the average for the first half of December. That'll do it for me tonight. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. I'll see you back here on Thursday.